All right, YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today is iPhone day. Shout out to UPS for looking out for your boys. A quick story, kind of a funny story. I have been waiting on these packages all day. And of course, I had to pick up Carrington, who's joining us today. Had to pick her up from volleyball practice, and we were in line at McDonald's when UPS showed up. And I kind of told a small lie. Since I have the Ring doorbell, I was able to see that he was at the door, and I told him I was on the toilet. So I asked him if politely if he could come back in about 10 minutes. And actually, he came back within a half hour. So shout out to you, UPS guy. I'm not going to say your name on here, but you the man. Anyway, unboxing. I don't know if this is the correct box because I got overzealous and tore the labels off, but Carrington is getting the iPhone 14 Pro and I'm getting the Pro Max. So we will crack these open, take the first look, first impressions. This will be the first time we ever do a double, a double unboxing, right? And you can say hello to the people.
Hi.
She's acting shy, guys. She hasn't been in one of the videos in forever. Oh, this is going to be interesting trying to get these boxes open. So maybe we'll see hers first. I'm assuming that one's hers. What does that one say?
I think this is yours.
That might be mine. Show the folks. Is it a Pro Max? You got to come lower to the camera there. Don't show the IMEI stuff. Let's see. This is
the Pro, I think.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't really say that. Look on the back. While I still struggle. You got the Pro? All right, so we had the boxes, right? So let's see if I can actually get into my box here.
This is how big it is. And that's not bad.
Oh, boy. This thing is in there pretty good. All right. Nice, fancy boxes. Yep, and I got the big boy. So there's a size difference of the box already. Both 128 gigs. So she chose the gold model. I, of course, went with the black. So there should be like a little tab that we can pull on here. There it is. And I know the unboxing itself is not going to be all that great because for whatever reason, Apple doesn't give us chargers in the box anymore. They just assume that everybody has a million chargers laying around, which we do not. So there is the gold. So you like it?
Yes.
So gold and the black there. Oh, it's still connected. Be careful now. Don't drop the phone out of the box. All right, so there's a little size comparison. Wow. That's a nice little chunky difference there. So very similar to last year's 13, because you guys know I got the 13 Pro. But yeah, that gold does look nice. Maybe we should swap. You can take, nah, just no. So for me, I don't know if it's going to be much of an upgrade. I'm really excited about this dynamic island or whatever. That's really what made me want to try this new phone out to see if I'm going to really like it over my 13 Pro. I went to the Max this time because I want to get a little bit more battery life. But outside of that, only the dynamic island is what I'm interested in. So we will pause. We'll get the phones loaded up and give you some first impressions. Stay tuned. All right, so here's a little follow-up or first impression. So we're about almost 24 hours in on using the phones. My daughter absolutely loves her iPhone 14 Pro. But that could be largely in part that she's coming from the iPhone 11. Now, for me personally, I do own also the iPhone 13 Pro. So this isn't that big of an upgrade. So let's kind of talk about it here. So I did the eSIM. Oh, let me get this unlocked here. The eSIM swap, that was a pretty straightforward and easy process to swap over to this phone. I'm probably going to be swapping back for a couple of reasons. Like I mentioned, this to me, does not seem to be a big enough upgrade to make me want to keep this device. It is a big, beautiful display. Speakers are great. The dynamic island, which is something that I was really curious about using and seeing how it could maybe impact how I use my devices going forward. It hasn't been that big of a deal. So just a quick sample here. If you, for whatever reason, like Apple Music, which I do, and let's just say we'll start a John Legend song here. All right, but I'll keep the volume down so we don't get any copywritten situations here. So you've got that, and you want to now go into something else on your phone. So you want that to keep playing in the background, so you kind of swipe. And now it comes up here into the dynamic island. And if you tap, it takes you right back into the app. What you could also do is hold, and then it gives you like these toggles here. So that's kind of the idea of it. You can also have a couple things going at the same time, like a timer or something, but it doesn't do enough for me. And it's not something that's gonna make me say, hey guys, go out and buy this new iPhone 14 Pro Max. So it really depends on what phone you're coming from to consider this a huge upgrade. If you're coming from anything iPhone 11 or older, I would say this is going to definitely be a huge upgrade, just from the screen itself being 120 hertz panel. And you get the always on display, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's not a new feature. This is something that everybody knows has been out for years now on Android devices, but it is nice to see it come to an iPhone finally. But outside of that, honestly, I don't see many other upgrades or reasons to upgrade. Yes, it has a bigger and better camera, but for me, who's not a photographer, I take my normal little pictures of my dog and stuff, and my other phone does just fine with that. I don't see the big deal about this one. So, yeah, not much more to say about this device other than it is nice. And it really depends on what phone you're coming from. But for those that have some of the latest technology within the past 2 years or so, I would say this is definitely not the way to go. I feel like you'd just be buying the same device over again. Credit to Apple for keeping their phones up to date with like iOS 16. So the software experience is going to be very similar to what you're probably experiencing right now if you did do the upgrade. But yeah, hit me up in the comments if you guys have anything to discuss about this device or to add. A little disappointed, but I kind of knew this was going to be the case. I don't know. Maybe I needed that confirmation for myself. But I'm glad that my daughter is loving her phone, and I'm happy with that. All right, to the next one. Peace.